How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Two Bros Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Hunter Smith, and I'm here with my brother and co-host, Dakota Smith. How are you doing tonight, Dakota?
Good. Watching the Nets blow out the Knicks right now. The Knicks getting embarrassed on national television. Not good for the program.
Oh, great. More like the franchise, but I mean, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same concept.
But
Not,
we're talking about the NFL today, and today we have our mid-season awards. We didn't get to the beginning season ones because we were a little late to the show, but
we,
mid-season awards, and today we're not going to be doing the pop and flops of the weeks from week 8. Or week 9, from last week. And we're not going to be talking about fantasy football either. So, right into the mid-season awards here. Is there a specific one you want first? You want to talk about
you got to start with MVP first, right? You got to start with
All right,
MVP
MVP it
first.
is.
Well, I'm a biased Chiefs fan, so
we're probably both gonna.
my MVP is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
That shouldn't surprise anybody. I mean, MVP is close this year. It's going to be a good race for the MVP this year. I think. I mean, Jalen Hurts is going to be involved. Josh Allen, depending on how serious this elbow injury is for Josh Allen, could keep him in the race. Fourth in this race is Tua. We'll see there.
Yeah.
I think if you want a dark horse, I think Lamar. He's fifth in the odds right now, but I think Lamar's got a shot if Baltimore can string some wins together.
Yeah.
Had a good win on Monday night against the Saints.
I got Mahomes too. I've been riding the Josh Allen train, but you look at the stats and it's all written Mahomes. 66.2 completion percentage, 2,605 yards on the season, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions with 103.6 passer rating, which is the 4th best in the NFL. And, I think the yards in between him and Josh Allen, I believe. I don't know if it's necessarily close. It's a couple hundred, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Patrick Mahomes he's looked so good this season. And now that the Chiefs offense is opening up to more than just Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and they're getting everyone involved, and I think that's actually helped them a lot.
Yeah, Mahomes Allen's the only true one behind him because Tom Brady and Joe Burrow haven't had their bye yet. So Brady's only 58 yards behind him, but he's played what is going to go by yards per game. Mahomes is out yarding Josh Allen per game by 25 yards. So, I mean, clearly ahead. Touchdowns have been good. Got the second best QBR in the league, I believe that's going to end up being. Yeah, Tua with the best QBR in the league right now at 80.2. Man's had a great year. I'll give him that. But MVP, not yet. They would have to win that division for Tua to be the MVP. And I don't think they win that division.
Yeah. And I think, a lot of the divisions are toss-ups this year. I actually saw something, it's a little bit out of the way, but I saw something, and it's New England. They're 5-4, bottom of the AFC East. But then you go down, you go over to the NFC, and the NFC South, the Bucks and Falcons, top of their division, 4-5. So
I saw that same thing. That's football, man. It's weird.
It's something.
It's a weird one. It's been a weird year just altogether. A lot of teams that nobody predicted to be good are good. Case in point, the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. Well, there's multiple teams who can go into that category, but
I completely agree.
Next one is Offensive Player of the Year. And for me, just off the stats, a little bit of research, I'm going with Tyreek Hill, actually.
Okay.
He's had a phenomenal year. He's 76 receptions off of 100 targets. He's got 48 receiving of first downs. He's got 3 touchdowns, and he's only got 1 fumble. So, I mean, I like the look of Tyreek Hill this year, and I think this Miami Dolphins offense is absolutely disgusting. And just to tack on to that, Tyreek Hill 1,104 receiving yards this season. He's the only one over 1,000.
Yeah, he might
So
smash that record.
yeah, so I've got Tyreek Hill.
All right. Well, I'm picking a guy who I'm basing a lot of this off of what I think he's going to do. I'm going with Christian McCaffrey.
Mm.
I loved what I saw in that after he had that first full week in San Francisco, the way he looked against the Rams. I'm just going to base everything off of how great he looked in that offense and how great Kyle Shanahan is with his running backs. I think they are going to use McCaffrey like he needs to be used, and I think he is going to have a huge second half of the season.
Yeah. Whole 49ers offense specifically.
49ers, I think, are going to win that division. Going the rest of the way, I think they win that division. I don't think Seattle can hold on. I think San Francisco is going to be too good. I mean, we'll find a lot out about San Francisco on Sunday night. They play the Chargers. That'll be a really good game. That'll be one I watch from start to finish.
Mm-hmm. Next award, Defensive Player of the Year. And I mean, for me, there's multiple options. I'm not the biggest defensive follower, so just pretty much throw my opinion out the window half the time if it comes to the defense, specifically in the NFL. But I've got Aaron Donald. I mean, he's an absolute monster. He's an easy one to say. And I mean, what he's done, got his career, and he's still been very effective this season. So I got Aaron Donald.
Now, I'm going to go with the guy who had a good shot at winning it last year as a rookie. I think he gets it this year. I think it's Micah Parsons. He's just so dominant on the defensive side of the ball. He does everything for that Dallas defense. And that defense has been top 3 in the league so far. I think he deserves it. And I think he's going to get it. So yeah, I'm going to roll with Micah Parsons.
Next award, Offensive Rookie of the Year, or just, probably just gonna be Rookie of the Year, but who knows? Who knows? Because usually the MVP translates to offensive players. So, my Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, I got Kenneth Walker, the third.
Okay.
He's got 111 attempts, 570 yards. He's got 7 touchdowns for the Seahawks.
Walker's been great. He was one of my great fantasy team gets. This other one is also a great one of my fantasy team gets. I'm going with Dameon Pierce from the Texans. 678 yards, 3 touchdowns, 98 receiving yards, and a touchdown. He's looked good once they put him into that starting role, and I mean, he's going to get all the work he can get because that offense is terrible. He's with Cooks off the field, he's the best player on that offense now as a rookie.
Without a doubt.
Because we know Davis Mills isn't the answer. I mean, they're drafting a quarterback 110%. Bryce Young or CJ Stroud will be the quarterback for the Houston Texans next year, not Davis Mills. And
I'm sure Davis Mills, Houston fans will take it.
I would too. Because you're probably going to have Young's already got his Heisman, and Stroud could get his this year, depending on how the last few weeks of the college regular season shakes out. If they beat Michigan, CJ Stroud wins the Heisman.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That definitely has stuff is on. Defensive Rookie of the Year is the next one, and I believe we have the same person because he's kind of dominating the NFL.
He's that guy
at the moment. Sauce Gardner. Might as well be Gardner.
Ask Josh Allen about him.
He is different.
Man.
You said that he has the least amount of attempts thrown to him earlier?
People don't throw at him. That is, I don't know the advanced stuff, but he's been outstanding as a rookie. And I mean, he was outstanding in college at Cincinnati.
Great.
The Jets got what they were expecting from him. That was a great pick. You don't say that a lot about the New York Jets and draft picks, but that was a great draft pick. That was a great draft pick. They definitely got that one. They drafted Zach Wilson, so they also Garrett Wilson on the other side of the ball has been a great rookie for the Jets too. Like they're two rookies they
They're
got.
6-3.
I am well aware that the Jets are 6-3. We'll talk about the Jets in a minute. I am
So,
well aware that they are. I am
I'm just
well
saying,
aware
you're
of the Jets.
making fun of Zach Wilson. I mean, they're 6-3.
Zach Wilson wasn't the quarterback to start the year. It was Joe Flacco.
What?
Yeah, they won games with Joe Flacco. That's it. That's maybe more impressive than winning games with Zach Wilson.
Exactly.
Like really, like that
So,
could be more impressive.
This next award is an interesting one. I think there's a few people for it. But
I think so
for
too.
me, I think there's an obvious one in my
I
opinion.
do too. I do too.
For comeback player of the year, I think it's Saquon.
I also think it's Saquon.
It's gotta be. He's got on 163 attempts, 779 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns, only 1 fumble. It's Saquon has carried this Giants team this season, in my opinion, and they're sitting at 6-2 and looking pretty.
Okay. The argument I have, if the Seattle Seahawks somehow hold on to the NFC West, Geno Smith will be the comeback player of the year.
Oh yeah, probably.
It will be Geno Smith. If they win that division,
the Giants win their division somehow, and the Eagles start choking.
It's Philly. They're going to do it eventually. Probably won't be this. Probably won't be that division. Probably won't be this week because the Commanders are terrible. But
yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about. Commanders could be top of the NFC South. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's amazing. That's amazing to me. That division is so bad. I thought Tampa Bay was going to. They still can run away with that division, but Carolina fired their coach, and they're still like what 2 games back, something crazy like that.
Carolina,
it's ridiculous. Yeah, like we fired our coach. They're 2-7 and you're 2-7 and 2 games back in your division. Wow.
I got the Panthers. If you put a bet on the Panthers right now, I bet that thing would cash in.
Not a chance. They are not going. Maybe for like a top 5 pick. God, the AFC is bad. AFC is terrible.
AFC?
The bottom of the AFC is terrible.
Okay, I was like,
I'm specifically looking at the Steelers and the Texans.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, and the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders. The Raiders would just stop blowing 17-point leads. They might be okay. But bad things happen when you blow 17.
Probably should be written down in the game plan somewhere.
They should be over 500. Like they should be over 500.
Definitely should be
it's amazing to me. Like, what are the games that the Las Vegas Raiders should have won? You can tell them.
Cardinals. All of them. They should have beat the Chiefs. I'm gonna be honest.
They should have beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs was they got blown out by the Saints. They should have beat Jacksonville. Probably should have beat Tennessee. I don't know if they should have beat Tennessee. How'd that game play out? Oh, they were down.
Probably should have.
They were down 24-10 in that game. So no, they shouldn't have won that game. That was one of the ones they didn't get down by 17.
I mean, they probably should have beat the Cardinals. Beat the Chiefs.
It should have beat the Cardinals, the Chiefs, and the
Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
And you could maybe argue week 1 against the Chargers. I don't know.
No, the Chargers. They had a drive They had a drive to go down the field to try to beat the Chargers and failed.
So, yeah, comeback player of the year award. Honestly, it's gotta be Saquon. So, next award though, coach of the year. Who do you got?
Brian Daboll, New York Giants. I feel like that's probably a pretty popular pick, but especially if the Giants make the playoffs. I know the favorite right now is Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Eagles. As long as they continue to stay undefeated, he will be the favorite. And they could stay undefeated for a while.
He'll probably just be it.
They could stay undefeated for a while because their schedule is awful.
Yeah.
Like they could
very
like the next game, and this is saying something, but the Packers on Sunday night, if Aaron Rodgers can figure anything out, then the next game they could legit lose isn't until December. They're gonna roll Washington. The Colts have completely sold the bag this year. They hired Jeff Saturday, who has never coached in the NFL. That seems like a great decision, Indianapolis. Sounds like a decision to get a top draft pick and a quarterback. since you seem to lack that. Yeah, the Packers. The Titans could give them a run. The Titans could push them.
Yeah.
If
Depends on the week.
Tannehill's back.
Not even. It just depends on the week.
Oh no, if Tannehill is back.
It depends on the week. But my coach of the year, I've kind of got two because I kind of like had a toss up. But I think if the Seahawks win the division, I got Pete Carroll.
Okay.
I think Pete Carroll could be coach of the year. And then my other one, even though they're not looking as good as what they were in the first couple weeks, I've got Doug Peterson. I just like what he's done in Jacksonville. I know they're 3-6, but I mean, heck, they could still win their division. So
that division is not very good either.
Yeah, no, I like Doug Peterson too. I think
Okay.
he's done well in Jacksonville, and I think he'll continue to do well. But I think my main one's got to be Pete Carroll, especially if the Seahawks win.
Yeah, if the Seahawks win that division, that could definitely be a thing. I agree with you there. I like that call.
We're gonna go on to not real life awards, but who's your most underwhelming team so far this season?
I feel like this is pretty easy. I felt like this one was pretty obvious.
It might be.
It's the Rams.
Oh, that's not what I said.
It's definitely they are 3 and they won the Super Bowl last year and they're 3-5. And they have not looked good at all. That offense outside of Cooper Kupp is terrible. Stafford's looked bad. That offensive line looks horrible. They don't have a competent running back right now. They can't decide who their running back is. They can't decide whether it's Darrell Henderson, Cam Akers, or who knows who else they'll bring in to try to run the football. Allen Robinson's career might be over because Matt Stafford doesn't throw him the ball. I have Tyler Higbee on my fantasy team. He's been literally non-existent for 3 weeks. Yeah, outside of Cooper Kupp, that offense has been terrible. The defense hasn't been bad. I mean, they almost beat the Buccaneers. If Tom Brady wasn't Tom Brady, they probably beat the Buccaneers, but Tom Brady is who he is. Yeah, it's the Rams for me. I could throw a couple in there. I mean,
yeah, I accidentally flipped my teams. I accidentally put them in the wrong underwhelming team and shocking team category, but
good job.
I caught it. I caught it before I said it. But my underwhelming team, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. This is not a team that should be 2-6. This team should be, in my opinion, easily over 500.
Well, we have them at 5-3, so if they don't blow 17-point leads.
Yeah. So I'm going. It's funny because the differential is -18. That's hilarious. But yeah, I'm going with the Raiders. They're 2-6. They're 0-5 on the road this season.
Yikes! That is
0-5 on the road. They're 1-2 in the division at the moment, which probably won't get any better unless they play the Broncos soon. So I mean, but yeah, I've got the Raiders. I love Devontae Adams. I'm a fan of Carr. I don't mind him. He's not bad at all. I love Josh Jacobs.
And I do too. I don't
know. It's just like
they had a good year.
They can't pull it together to close out games. That defensively specifically.
Yeah, that's been apparent. That defense has been they just can't finish.
Yeah. And this next award is who's your most shocking team so far? And immediately I'll get mine out of the way, and I'm going with the New York Jets.
Well, we agree on something.
I think it's the Jets. It's gotta be, right? I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
You don't have that quarterback, and I mean, I don't think there's another option.
It's them or the Giants. It's one of those two.
Yeah, it's one of the New York teams.
It's got to be
New York. Just New York.
We'll just give our most surprising team to New York, because, or at least the two teams that play at East Rutherford, New Jersey. Those two teams will exclude the Buffalo Bills from this. But yeah, I think it's the Jets or the Giants. Nobody. Yeah. You'd 6-2 and 6-3. I did not think that they would be 12-5 combined going into here.
Yeah,
I just didn't. I don't.
Well,
I don't understand how.
What points me out for the Jets is they're 4-0 on the road this season.
That's impressive.
They've been a good road team. So all their 3 losses are at home. So for me, it's gotta be the Jets.
Yeah.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from them. I mean, they are a legitimate playoff team at the moment. Like,
Yeah, and they stunned the Bills on
yeah,
Sunday. Nobody saw that coming, except for Josh Allen after he threw 2 picks. That might
yeah.
have done it in. Sorry,
After he
Josh.
saw it on the jumbo.
No, maybe those ghosts that got Sam Darnold got Josh Allen.
Oh God. Oh no. No, not again.
Well,
We
Josh
can't
Allen
be
was
doing
hurt.
this
Josh Allen's
again.
hurt, so I really hope that's not
Yeah.
serious.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope that's not serious. That if that's serious and he's out for an extended period of time, that like locks the Chiefs into the 1 seed in my opinion, in the AFC.
Mhm.
Like I think Kansas City's got a free run there to the number 1 seed at that point, because there's no way Buffalo holds that. And then we didn't talk about this for Coach of the Year, but Mike McDaniel for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's another good
And
one.
yeah, if they win that division, I could definitely see him winning Coach of the Year, because they've had a great year. And who knows, if the Jets win that division, Saleh probably gets it.
Yeah.
I think there's Coach of the Year still very much to be determined, but yeah, the
For
Jets
sure.
and the Giants like it a lot.
Well, next one, week 9 predictions.
Let's go.
So let's just get right into it. We've got 4 teams on bye this week. We got the Cincinnati Bengals, New England Patriots, New York Jets, and the Baltimore Ravens. So some good teams on bye this week. Sorry for your fantasy teams if you got Lamar, or Joe Burrow, honestly, or Jamar Chase. But
Well, Jamar Chase is hurt. Well, Jamar Chase is I have him too
True,
on the same
true.
team with
So
Lamar. So yeah, tough week.
unlucky week.
I got to play Goff or Daniel Jones. Those are my 2 decisions. Yeah, along with
Go
Dak.
pick
Yeah,
up Justin Fields. I'm playing Fields over Herbert this week. So
I go for it. His rushing upside, the way he's rushing the football, go for it.
yeah. First game, Thursday night football. There is no way in God's green earth I'm watching this football game. Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers, 7:15 on Amazon Prime Video at the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. And I'm gonna be honest, I've got the Falcons. I cannot stand the Panthers anymore. You fire your coach and you're still 2-7. I don't know what's going on in Carolina. I don't know how to fix it either. You tried to get Baker and that clearly didn't work. So I've got the Falcons.
I also have Atlanta. They looked good against the Chargers. They looked really good against the Chargers. They got Cordero Patterson back. That was huge for them. Them getting Cordero back really helped, and that offense looks a lot better. So I'm going to take Atlanta.
And Sunday games here, we've got an 8:31 on the opposite side of the world for us two specifically. At the Allianz Arena, home of FC Bayern Munich in Germany. And you got the Seahawks at the Buccaneers. So this one's actually, I think, gonna be more interesting than you think. With the way the Seahawks are, they're hot right now. The Buccaneers, 4-5. So I'm going for I don't know if it's called an upset anymore, but I'm gonna go for the Seahawks.
Okay. I just think the run eventually ends for Seattle, and I think it probably starts right here. I think Tampa Bay is going to carry that momentum off that game-winning drive from the Rams, and I think they're going to start to pull away from that division. So I've got the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and I mean I can definitely see that happening. But next one, going in the 12 o'clock slate. This is a good one. This is a good one to tune into.
Oh.
Minnesota Vikings at the Buffalo Bills. What do you got?
Oh,
it's a really good one.
Okay, well, this all depends on the health of Josh Allen.
For sure.
This all depends on the health of Josh
hurt,
Allen.
I'm sorry, it's the Vikings.
If he's hurt, this is Minnesota. As much as that pains me to say, because I don't think they're as good as their record. I really don't. I don't think this team's as good as their record either. So if Josh Allen plays, I got Buffalo.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, Josh Allen's him. So
yeah. And as bad as he played last week, I firmly expect him to play much better this week.
Yeah.
But if he can't go, it's Minnesota.
Yep. Agreed. Soldier Field here and at Chicago. It's the Bears taking on the Lions, and this one is not one like the last one that you'd want to probably tune into, but I'm gonna go with Chicago. I still like Chicago. I mean, I know they're not like, anything special, but I've also got Justin Fields at quarterback this week, and I really like Justin Fields, even not as a fantasy player. I just like Justin Fields. So
Yeah.
I've got Chicago.
Yeah, if there was a reason to watch this game, Justin Fields is it. He is the only
Oh,
reason
it's
to
the
watch this
only
game.
reason.
It's the only reason
Literally
to
the
watch
only
this
one.
game is if you're a big fan of Justin Fields. I like Chicago too. I think that they looked good. They played Miami tough. They're
Yeah.
one pass interference call away from having a real shot to beat them. So yeah, I like the Bears here. I think they could have a good back half of the season.
Yeah. I think they can really start to get it clicking with Chase Claypool coming in.
I do too.
Um,
I like that trade.
yeah. Oh yes. I love that trade. Justin Fields finally gets something. Denver at Tennessee. I'm gonna go with the Titans here. I think last week the Titans played well, and I like Derrick Henry. Um, I think this also could depend on, like you have been talking about, Ryan Tannehill. I think it
I
could
think
depend
this.
on him, but I like the Titans at home here.
Yeah, they're not giving a chance from. They're not letting Malik Willis beat himself. They're not giving him opportunities to make mistakes. That's why on that last drive, like they gave the Chiefs the ball back with that much time. Like, you expected them to go down and get points, and you did not expect them to do anything after the Chiefs scored points because that offense had done nothing in the second half. Up to that point, they had done absolutely nothing, and they continued to do absolutely nothing even in overtime. All they had to do was go down and kick a field goal, and they couldn't do anything. And you saw late in the game, they weren't using Derrick Henry because they were in passing situations. And when they're not using Derrick Henry and they're forced to throw with Malik Willis at quarterback, it was bad when they got put into obvious passing situations.
Yeah.
So if Tannehill plays, I really, really like Tennessee.
Agreed.
If not, then I think it's a toss up. Because I don't know how many times can you turn around and give the ball to Derrick Henry? I think that's.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you let Malik Will. They not have a wide receiver with a catch on Sunday night.
That's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. It was awful
That's
to watch.
insane.
I felt bad. I mean, bad for their wide receivers. Like, it was bad. Like, that was not pretty. They clearly had a game plan. It was to ride Derrick Henry as long as they could, and he did all he could, but they just couldn't throw the ball when they needed to. So yeah, I like. I'm just gonna go with Denver because I think Denver's a better team than what their record is. If Russell Wilson could ever figure it out, which is probably never going to happen.
If Denver could just ever figure it out.
Yeah, they traded one of their best. They traded Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So
Jaguars heading to Arrowhead this week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and there's no bias even in this one. It's Kansas City, and I've got us by at least 20, 25. Like I said, I actually like Jacksonville. I like what Doug Peterson's doing there, but they can still win the division too. That's the worst part. So
yeah.
we'll see, but maybe the score, maybe by 20 or whatever. Maybe that might be a little biased, but I got the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think this game's particularly close. Trevor Lawrence, you're going to get a nice warm welcome to Arrowhead. Not really. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, Etienne's good. I like him a lot. I'm a big fan of Christian
really
Kirk.
good last week.
I like players on the Jaguars. I just don't think they're capable of beating Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, next one, Browns at the Dolphins. It's at home for Miami. I'm not even going to say much about this one because I don't think it's close. I've got the Dolphins. I love Miami. I believe Watson comes back next week.
It's either next week or the week after. I can't remember
I
which
was, I
one.
think I thought it was week 11, but I
I
could be
think it.
wrong.
I think it's week 11 or week 12.
Yeah.
And if you're Cleveland,
So
you just need to tread water until you get Deshaun Watson back.
literally, and then it might just flip a switch or something,
Yeah.
which I'm kind of hoping it does. But yeah, I've got
I'm not the
Miami
biggest fan of Deshaun Watson anymore because not a good dude.
60 plus, whatever allegations.
Yeah, just not a good dude. Not a good dude off the field. Is he still good at football? That's to be determined. We haven't seen Deshaun Watson play a football game in a really long time. At least not one that was competitive. I think he got some action in the preseason, but he hasn't played in a regular season game in who knows how long. It's been forever since he has played because he didn't play all last year. And he hasn't played the first half of this year, so. But I mean, he could turn Cleveland around.
Texans at the Giants, and I don't think this one's particularly close either. I got the Giants. It's at home. Texans are literally going to have the number 1 pick by the end of the season. And Saquon. I mean, the Giants have looked good. There's no denying it. It's too far into the season now to say, ooh, maybe it's just something at the beginning of the year. No, this team is good at football.
No, they are. This team is very good, and I also am going to go with the Giants. I have no faith in the giraffe himself, Davis Mills. No faith in the giraffe himself, but I just don't think they can score enough points, or I don't think they can stop Saquon. So those two things don't go together very well. So yeah, I like the Giants.
Saints at Steelers. This one could be a toss-up. I think this one is a toss-up. I like New Orleans at the beginning of the year. Specifically, what was
that? That is my fire alarm. My smoke alarm is going off. Well, that was interesting and fun and a great time. The fire alarm got set off in my building. Somebody on the first floor was cooking bacon, and it smoked up their apartment and set the fire alarm off.
Whoa, TikTok! Whoa, let's go.
Yeah, that was funny. So that was funny. Yeah, that's not the first time that's happened. That's like the 5th or 6th time that has happened. And of course, as a building manager, I have to go down and handle all that, talk to the fire department and stuff like that. So
the fire department was there?
Oh yeah, they have to come clear the alarm system and everything and make sure everything's good. They do it every time. It's what we were told to do the first time, so we just let them do it. The fire department's only like 4 or 5 blocks away from where we're at, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's happened at the college a few times.
Yeah, it's just frustrating when it does happen. It's like, oh, that's great, fire alarm, woohoo!
Thanks for wasting my time.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, rather be safe than sorry.
Well, we left off at the Saints and the Steelers. So, I still don't know who to pick. I started playing FIFA because I didn't know how long it was gonna take, so I started playing FIFA. But I'm gonna go with the Saints. I think. I think the Saints.
I do too. I just have no faith in Kenny Pickett. I think the Steelers are bad. Nothing better right there.
I'll take a sponsorship any day now. All right.
Right. Yeah.
Colts at Raiders. Raiders. I beg.
Also Raiders. I think the Colts
are just please.
The Colts are just terrible. I'd be shocked if Jonathan Taylor plays. They might as well just shut Jonathan Taylor down at this point.
Season's over.
Yeah, you don't need to do anything. You're not going to win any games. I have no faith that Jeff Saturday is going to turn this team around. Frank Reich isn't that bad, but making the decision to go to Sam Ehlinger over Matt Ryan, even though he was awful and gave the ball away a lot, still better than what you got right now. So I think they're just selling now to get a better draft pick and a quarterback. So
yeah. Next one, Dallas at Green Bay. This could be a good one. Next 3 actually could be good ones. So I'm gonna go Dallas here because I like Dak Prescott, and obviously the Cowboys have been hot even without him, and the Packers just can't get it right, it seems.
I agree. I think Dallas wins this one. Green Bay's there is something really, really wrong in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, and Aaron Jones may not. Hopefully, Aaron Jones is healthy. He left late in that game. Hopefully, he's healthy. If he's not healthy, things just get worse for Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, it becomes the AJ Dillon show at that point, but he has nobody to throw the ball to. Romeo Dobbs, who looked like who was going to be one of his main targets, well, he got hurt in like the first quarter. So,
yeah,
and Lazard's been fine, but outside of that, this team is not good offensively. They have nothing going for them. They couldn't do a whole lot of anything against the Lions defense, and the Lions defense has been one of the worst in the league. So I'm going to go with Dallas.
agreed. Cardinals at Rams. It is a good old divisional matchup, and it's I didn't think I'd be saying this at the beginning of the year, but it's the bottom two teams in the division. So, I think it's gonna be a good game, and I actually like the Cardinals here. I'm gonna take the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, Hopkins is still back, so
Yeah,
who I think is really, I think it's really gonna change this team's dynamics and really gonna flip this record around. I think in the second half of the season. I got Arizona.
I'm going to pick LA. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
I don't know why.
I really don't know why. Ramsey will do a good Ramsey will do a good job on Hopkins. But I don't know why. I just have a feeling that the Rams are going to win this game. I have a feeling that something's going to get figured out by the Rams in this game. And Sean McVay's too good of a coach to not figure this out. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
Next one, 7:20 game on NBC. It's in California. We're sticking there. It's the Chargers at the 49ers. This one also could be a good one, but this is the reason why I'm benching Justin Herbert this week. This 49ers team kind of scares me, and Justin Fields is having a field day over there in Chicago at the moment. So, but I've got the 49ers. I'm gonna be honest. I'm going 49ers. Is Keenan Allen and Mike Williams still out?
That looks like they're both going to be out.
Yeah, I've got the Niners.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
Josh Palmer was great for my fantasy team last week. It didn't mean anything, but he's the number one wide receiver right now because they have nobody. But honestly, the number one wide receiver on that team is probably still Austin Eckler. But I think this is the 49ers. Well. I think this is I think they're going to get Debo back to it this week too.
Yep.
If they get Debo back, so. That's a dangerous 1-2 punch. Debo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey.
That's
my
a dangerous
goodness.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punch. My God.
Yeah, that is. Whew. They could
arguably the best
dominate
offense in
the
the NFL. It really could become arguably the best offense.
Oh no, Jimmy Garoppolo is still their quarterback.
I don't know. You have those type of weapons. I don't know if it matters.
That's true. I also don't know if it matters, but I just don't know if I trust.
I wish they had Trey Lance.
I trust it. I don't know if they'd be as good with Trey Lance. I should say I don't know if they'd be as good.
Yeah, but you don't know until you give the guy the chance. And now that McCaffrey's there and all these guys are everyone.
They could just run the ball.
My goodness.
Run the ball. They're going to get Elijah Mitchell back at some point too, and he'll be a good spell for Christian McCaffrey when he needs a break.
Yeah. Monday Night Football, November 14th, 7:15 p.m. start time. It's on ESPN though, so it'll be like 7:30. But Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think there's much to talk about here. It's the Eagles are hot, Commanders are not, and the Eagles are going to be 9-0 after this week.
I concur. Oh, Philly. They're just so good. They are so good. They are really good.
The schedule is weak, I gotta admit, but
the schedule's been terrible.
They are good. They're that doesn't take away.
Their one legit win over a good team was the Vikings, but that was Kirk Cousins in prime time, and we all know how that goes. Kirk Cousins awful in prime time. Outside and Dallas without Dak. Outside of that, they have rush. Yeah, and he wasn't very good there at the end. Better. So he is not better than Dak Prescott. There's no way this Commanders team is beating them though. No. If that does happen,
I'd be very shocked.
I would too.
There's an NFL game I'd bet a team to win this week. It'd be that one.
Yeah, if you had a survivor pick.
Or the Giants.
Yeah, I would take Philly.
Dakota parlay this week?
Nah, maybe not. I don't know. NFL's harder than you think it is.
But again, teams on buys this week: Bengals, Patriots, Jets, Ravens, and that's gonna do it for today's episode. Those are the midseason awards. Week 10 predictions. A fire alarm in between and some bacon, but that's gonna do it for this week's episode of the NFL, and we will see you next Thursday. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and we hope to have you join us next time on the Two Bros Sports Podcast. With that being said, I'm your host, Hunter Smith, and goodbye.